Hello everybody, Mike Brailsford of Brailsford Works. Thank you for joining me back on my channel. I do appreciate it. Today it's a very blustery December 23rd. It's dropped today so far from about 60 degrees to somewhere in the low 40s, and it's heading south to 17 degrees as a low tonight. And it's gone. It's very, very cold out. So today I've got another Harbor Freight review. Today I'm going to show you their Pittsburgh electric hoist. I've already got one of these that I have up in my upstairs that I use to lift stuff up to the second floor. That one's been great. But I wanted another one to have over my lathe because I'm lifting up some pieces that are very, very heavy. And you know what? At my age, I just don't feel like doing that. You know, it's time to work smarter, not harder. So, I've got the hoist. It's the smallest one. If I'm lifting anything that's, you know, over 1,000 pounds, then I need to have my head examined before I put it on my lathe. So, this is going to be more than enough to do the job. So, let's take it out. Here are the brackets. These are made to go over a piece of unistrut. I've already got the strut mounted on one side and pre-drilled for the other so that I can just slip this thing on and sock it up on with the other screw. The nuts that hold the brackets on. There's the remote control. It's very straightforward, up and down. It's pretty stout. All right, so this is a 120 volt motor, 4.5 amps. It has a lift speed of 26 feet per minute as a single pole, and 13 as a double pull. The capacity with a double line is 440 pounds. Again, if I exceed 440 pounds with something on my lathe, I should definitely have my head examined. The cable length is 39 feet, and the diameter is 0.12 inches. You know, again, I've got one of these. It works very good. It's got a cutoff switch when you get up. When this donut hits that, it kills it. You know, it's very straightforward. It's a nice piece of equipment. And let's try it out. Let me get it set up with the brackets, and then we'll slide it onto the unistrut. Okay, the brackets mount right on top. There are captured nuts on the inside of this plate. They've got bolts and lock washers, and it's very straightforward. And it requires a 13mm wrench to tighten them down. So these brackets are designed, they don't fit tightly on the unistrut. It's made so it can slide on the unistrut. And that's what I got on my one upstairs. I've got it mounted so that if I lift it up, I can pull it back and get it over the ledge on the access point. This one, I'm going to have it where the unistrut comes off the center of the lathe bed a little bit, so that on one side I can hook it up, lift, and then slide it up towards the headstock. So it's very straightforward, and it's ready to go. Let's put it up. So here's the wood that I've put in. there's a 2x up on top that runs flat between the two joists, and on the outside I've got a 3/8 by 6 inch structural screw that goes in on both sides, and then I put a piece on the bottom that runs underneath the joists, and then I've got another 3/8 by 6 inch structural lag that drives up from underneath, and then I've got 3/8 structural lag up inside the unistrut to hold it to the 2x. I think that should get more than enough to hold what I'm going to lift. So let's get it set up. Lift it up, slide it on all the way to the other one. This up here. Got the other lag screw ready to go. And that's all there is to it. Again, we'll slide back and forth. So as you can see, right there, I've already got an outlet mounted, which is actually on my lighting circuit. But that's okay, because I'm certainly not going to be lifting anything in the dark. So that's perfectly fine. That's on the same circuit as the lights. So the only thing I haven't done is put the sheave for the double pull on here. And I've pulled it apart. And I'm going to put this on to the cable. And it's a somewhat acrobatic thing to put it back together. Take the pin, take the plastic washer, the first one. Up and through. So you got to get the pin through the sheave, through the first plastic washer, through the hook, through the other plastic washer, then the other end of the sheave. Then there is a washer, and then a pin to hold it all on. There's also a couple bolts that go in here to hold the cable up tight to the roller. Okay, so it requires an 8mm socket. What I know I don't have is the second one, so I'll have to hold on to it with my pair of channel locks. But being that it's a lock nut, I don't have to crank down on it, just got to get it snug. Oops, and that's what I got there. Let's just do the second one. There we go. So the last thing to do is take the hook from the single pull, attach it to the housing of the winch, and that allows for the double pull. So let's do that. That's much better. Alright, I have a bracket up here that I use. I attach my GoPro to. I have a gooseneck so I can have it come down and get close-ups. And so I put a little screw here to hook up the control. There it is, cuts off. Okay, one of the reasons I decided to get this winch today is because I lifted this big son of a gun up on this by myself today, and it's in my cup center, and I honestly don't think that it is it's the appropriate drive for this. So I did straighten up the one side and get it ready for my chuck. So I'm going to lift it off, put my chuck on it, and then put it back on. So I've got my lifting straps, and I'm going to put a choker on them. Alright, so I've already got this big hook for my upstairs winch, and I do believe I'm going to have to go buy another one because I don't want to have to sit there and fight with them. That's good. All right, I'm going to loosen this up. And it's swinging clear. There we go. Lift it up a little more. All right, I'm going to put my chuck on here, and then I'm going to move it back into position. That's a little better. Well, that was far less painful. Let me get this finished turning this on. Oh, take that off. All right, I feel a lot better about that now. I think it'll have a better grip in here, and I'll feel more secure about turning it. All right, and as far as the winch goes, it did everything I wanted it to. It made that a lot easier to maneuver. If you saw me earlier struggling to get that piece up on here originally, it was silly. You would have gotten a good laugh out of it. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for watching. If you think you've gotten anything out of this, please click like and subscribe. I would encourage anyone, especially guys who are older, don't wrestle these things. I mean, I made a mistake this morning trying to lift this. It was way too heavy. If you've got the capacity to do this, get yourself some means to lift it into place if you're doing big turning. And it's well worth it. I'm glad I did this. It's going to work out great. Tell me, guys, what you think. Leave me comments. I'd appreciate that. I'll answer every single one. I hope you all are happy and healthy in the new year. And God bless you all, and have a good day. Bye-bye.